All right, so let's check. So, how did Scott Dixon do in the Indy 500? Okay. Well, okay. How about Chase Elliott? Did Chase Elliott do any good? Right? Oh, okay.
Out the door, you see someone that you know, and they ask you how you are. You just have to say that you're not really, you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because there's
What a baby.
How is it going, everybody? Happy Friday again. It is Friday, June 3rd today. No, it's not. How is it going, everybody? It is Friday, June 2nd. Hope you guys are doing well, as most of you are probably in summer break now, or have graduated, or are still doing jobs and whatnot. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you guys are doing well, and let's get into this show. So the first thing I want to talk about is just some house cleaning notes. First of all, I do want to give a shout out, a happy birthday to Rasheem Stewart. He turns 38 today, and upon his request, here is David Gillen's number 38 M&M's Ford Fusion that he drove. Pretty car here. So if you see him in the comments section in this video, please wish him a happy birthday. And I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend as well. Next note I do want to talk about is, in previous episodes and in One More Spark, there are 3 what ifs that I missed. And those 3 are Bobby Allison's career-ending crash in 1988, Rodney Orr, and then because of Chris Trickle's fatality, Kurt Busch got his big break. So the big question is, how does it affect Kurt Busch's career? So what I'm going to say is, I've noted these because I've told you these right now. Like, I've seen them, I've noted it, but I'm not going to tell you. The reason why, you'll just have to see in One More Spark. Just another reason to watch out for it, right? Next thing I do want to talk about is, for the 25th episode of Grifftalks, I want to do just a straight up Q&A video. If you guys want to ask me anything in that episode, go for it. But how I'm going to set it up is, a week before, I'm going to have a video up, and in that video, that is where you guys can all ask me your questions. I'll have some guidelines and stuff like that, but for the most part, you guys can ask me anything. So do not ask the questions in this video, because I'm not going to answer them. But just keep it in mind, get your questions ready, and then once that video comes out, then ask away. Also, another thing I want to talk about is, I bought some diecast last weekend. Yeah, so something that I have not done since last March. I did get another bunch of race cars online, and I'm going to go ahead and do another unboxing when that package comes. What I'm thinking right now is that this unboxing is going to replace the next episode of the Diecast of the week. And then we'll kind of keep going after that with normal episodes of the Diecast of the week. I guess it all depends on when I get those race cars, but we'll see what happens. And then the last little announcement, if you will, is that when we get into June, it is the month of Junior. I kind of want to do that because it's a play on words, like June, Junior. But what I'm going to do is, for the month of June, I'm going to look at 8 Dale Earnhardt Jr. diecasts. Kind of just throughout the years, random ones. Not like all perfect ones, because I know you guys want to see some variants. So, through the month of June, the next 4 episodes are going to be a bunch of Dale Jr. diecasts. Because I think you guys are tired of seeing the 2017 diecasts, like they're same old, same old. You guys want to see some older stuff. So, I'm going to do that these next few episodes. So, stay tuned every Wednesday, you will see stuff coming up. So now the next thing I want to talk about is the Coke 600 and Indy 500. So Indy 500, whew, man, that was a wreck by Scott Dixon there. Man, Scott Dixon, like, he flew in the air, and you could say my pick went up in the air. Zing. Okay, that was horrible. Anyway. But Takuma Sato won the Indy 500, first Asian driver to win the race. I'm absolutely proud of him. I'm glad he won the race. Good job. Hopefully Takuma Sato can definitely push on with his career after this. Yeah, I really don't have much to say. Like, he held off Helio Castroneves there at the very end and pulled it off. So congrats to Takuma Sato, and hopefully more good happens to come your way. The other thing I do want to talk about is the Coke 600. My other pick, Chase Elliott, he didn't do so well. Shoot. But you know, it's not all bad, because on the Xfinity side, my two picks, Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell, both finished in the top 5. So that's okay. But anyway, Coke 600, as you guys know, had the rain delay and a lot of racing went on. Martin Truex did dominate a good chunk of it. But on field strategy, Austin Dillon wins his first career race in the famed number 3. He went out of his car, he cheered, he dabbed. He did a lot of stuff in post-victory lane. He was crying. Things were great for him. Now, this does spark a debate, though. Should Austin Dillon be in the famed number 3? I did mention this in a few other episodes, and in my opinion, I have no problems with Austin Dillon in the 3. Because I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Richard Childress has number 3, not Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt only made that number famous. And if you really want to put it in perspective, he was not the first driver to make it famous. Junior Johnson, way back in the day, had number 3 as well when he drove. Point being, like Dale Earnhardt, yes, he did make the 3 famous. Like, he is synonymous with 3. And a lot of people think that when he passed away, no one else should have the right to drive number 3. But Dale Earnhardt technically never owned number 3. Richard Childress did. So with that being said, I think it makes sense that the next person to have 3 should be someone in his own blood, which is Austin Dillon. And as of right now, I have no problems with Austin Dillon. Yeah, he's still a kid, so I definitely have no problems with Austin Dillon. But I understand where people are disappointed in seeing the 3 come back with someone who, in their opinion, say that he doesn't deserve to have that 3. But you know what? I'm fine with it, and you know what? Life moves on. So now let's talk about the title of this episode, and this is my full thoughts on Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, as you guys know, has been in the media spotlight this past week because of the way how he handled himself in the post-race conference. And so I kind of want to make this episode and make this topic because I want to just get all my thoughts out on him, and I don't want to talk about him again unless if it's like he won a race or something like that. But here we go. So for Kyle Busch, I do have some positives and some negatives about Kyle Busch. The first positive is he wants to win. He will do anything he can to get to victory lane. And he is not satisfied with second place. And he shows it. As you even saw in the press conference, like he finished second, and anybody else would love to have second. But Kyle Busch, he wants to win, and he will do anything he can to win. He has that desire, that drive, no pun intended, to be the best person that he can be. The next positive is that he is aggressive. He has that drive to push cars out of the way so that he can get out into the front and win. And then the last positive, he's real. Like, he does not hide anything back. He doesn't have a smile and hides back all of his emotions. Like, he will release them and he will be raw and real about it. And that is something I do appreciate of Kyle Busch, especially in this day and age when everyone is vanilla and bland. We got Kyle, who, like his sponsor, is colorful. So there's definitely some good with Kyle Busch, but with the good there is some negatives. And this is all my opinion, by the way. That's why it's my thoughts. My first problem with Kyle Busch is that he is whiny. He has that just the way how he talks when he complains. It's just a whiny manner. It's like a spoiled kid. And I understand he has a lot of money and a lot of support already, but again, when he complains, it just comes off as annoying. It sort of contradicts the idea of being emotional, but just the way how it comes off, just the, I can be second place, I don't know. I understand it the first couple times, but when it's repetitive, it can get annoying. The next problem I do have is, and it's been mentioned before, is him being in the Xfinity and Truck Series. Every time he races there, I feel like the progression of development drivers is halted. Now, I will give him a little bit of a pass because of Kyle Busch's truck team. Because if it weren't for him, Todd Gilliland and Harrison Burton would not be racing this weekend at Dover, which we'll talk about more later. But also, if it weren't for Kyle Busch's truck team, William Byron will not be where he is now in the Xfinity Series with JR Motorsports. So, just as a driver, I'm not a fan of him, but like as an owner and supporter of younger drivers, I say it's great. I do wish, 2012, when Kyle Busch decided to run his own team, he had Parker Kligerman with as a teammate. What I wish is that Kyle Busch could have carried that program forward in the Xfinity Series, but instead he sold it over to Joe Gibbs Racing and is part with him. So again, as a driver, not a fan, but as a owner and supporter, that's great. And then the last negative is just a little more personal, but I still have not gotten over 2008 Richmond. You know, the one where Kyle Busch turns Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Darrell Waltrip's like, oh, he turned him, no, oh, he turned him, no, 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 no. Yeah, that one. I'm still a little salty over that, even though it was like, 9 years ago now? So overall, my opinion, I don't like Kyle Busch. I honestly don't. Like, he's just one driver. It's hard for me to just get behind. But I do respect his personality. Because, again, as I said before, he's not bland. He is colorful, he's raw, and he's aggressive. It's a little bit of a hint of Dale Earnhardt. I'd say less complaining than you're more like Dale Earnhardt, but Kyle Busch is his own person, and like what Dale Jr. said of Kyle Busch, never stop being you. So that is my take on Kyle Busch, and let me know what you guys think of Kyle Busch in the comments section down below. Next thing I'm not going to hit on too long, but I want to talk about Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain, he is going to attempt all 3 races this weekend. He's going to drive the 66 truck, he's going to drive the 4 Xfinity car like he normally has, and he's going to drive the 15 Premium Motorsports car as well for a total of 800 miles. Good luck. You're going to need it. But at the same time, I'm glad he's able to get into that spot. Now, sure, I believe sponsorship has to do with it because I know Ross Chastain, if I remember correctly, his family has like a watermelon farm or something like that. But he's able to use that sponsorship and put that on the 66 truck, the 4 car, and the 15 car. In all honesty, I don't think he's going to do so well, but you know what? Maybe he can. Maybe he can finish like in the top 20 or something like that. Is it a long shot? Sure. But you know what? Just trying to be optimistic is all. And then the last thing I want to talk about is Dover. It is the next weekend, and we got 3 races. The Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup guys are all racing this weekend on the 1 mile Monster Mile. A track that used to be tough, but I think has really leveled out now just because everyone knows how to drive it. And plus, since only Kyle Busch nowadays is aggressive, we're not going to see as much excitement. But, you know, I've been wrong before, I want to be wrong, and that's okay. So as I said, Trucks, Xfinity, Cup are all racing there. The other real big changes in the Cup side is that Ryan Sieg is going to get his first career start in the Cup Series as he is going to replace Corey LaJoie in the 83 car. Also, Timmy Hill is going to be in the 66 car to replace Carl Long. And then finally, Cody Ware is going to drive the 51 car, and he's going to have East Carolina as a sponsor. So if you see a purple car, that's what I'm talking about. So on the Xfinity side, it is the final Dash for Cash race. So the final time that Cup guys will not be in the race, even though there's like, 5 of them now? Yeah, it is, what is it? The Dillon brothers, Austin and Ty Dillon. Daniel Suarez is in the 18, which by the way is sponsored by Subway this weekend. Eric Jones is back in the 20, Ryan Blaney is in the 22, and Kyle Larson is in the 42. On the truck side, there isn't, I guess off the top of my head, there's not really any notable Cup guys in the race, but there are 2 younger drivers that are going to make their first and second career starts. I mentioned it earlier in the Kyle Busch thoughts portion, but it is David Gilliland and Harrison Burton. Did I say David Gilliland? I'm sorry, Todd Gilliland. So Todd Gilliland is going to drive the 46 Pedigree Toyota with number 46, and I believe it's just a nod to Days of Thunder. understandable. And then Harrison Burton in the 51 is back where his second career starts. So it'll be interesting to see where those two go, and just as a nice little segue, those two are going to be my drivers to watch for in the truck race. As for the winner, I'm going to say Christopher Bell. He'll be back, he'll have a dominant truck. I don't think it's going to be much of a competitive race, and I think Christopher Bell will get the job done. On the Xfinity side, I got Eric Jones winning the race, and then the Dash for Cash winner or driver to watch for in the Xfinity Series, I'm going to go on a limb a little bit. I'm going to say Brennan Poole in the 48 car. I feel like this is going to be that one race that's going to be weird, and Brennan Poole is going to somehow come out of nowhere and will be the Dash for Cash winner. I think he's going to finish like 4th or something like that, but I think he will get that $100,000 for Chip Ganassi Racing. And then the final race, of course, is the Cup race, 400 miles on Sunday. I'm going to say Casey Kane gets his first win of the season. Now, Griffin, you're crazy. Yes, I've already accepted that in life. But the reason why I picked Casey Kane is that extra drive. Because it was announced earlier this week that Casey Kane is going to lose Great Clips as a sponsor at the end of 2017. I believe that Casey Kane is going to have that much more drive to get her done this weekend and will punch himself into the chase, the playoffs, whatever. The driver I have to watch out for will be his teammate, Chase Elliott. And the reason for that is because he finished second to Matt Kenseth last year. And so I don't think he'll win, but I think he'll be in the same spot as he was last year. So, Casey Kane, you got my support this weekend, and I hope you do well. All right, so that is going to wrap it up here for this episode of Grifftalks. In the next couple of days or so, I'll give you guys a couple more screenshots of One More Spark, just to show you guys where I'm at. And yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Be sure to look out for Diecast of the Week stuff, look out for the unboxing, and just look out for more content down the road. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.